Welcome to People. I'm Shirley Lin. Today I have a very special person in the studio with me. He is Aaron Berg, a cancer survivor and a triathlete. Well, I want to say a triathlete winner, champion, because he's won so many times. Anyway, let's welcome him. Hi, Aaron.
Thank you, Shirley. Nice to be on the show.
All right. Well, first of all, Aaron is from America. Where exactly?
My family's from Houston, Texas.
Ah, Texas. Okay. And but he's been here since 1997. Am I right?
That's correct.
That's right. And has been living here ever since then in Taiwan with his family of 4 children. Okay. So you love kids. Well,
I do.
I want to say actually it probably started with your parents because you're from a family of 6 siblings, including yourself.
Yes, we do come from a pretty big family, and we've had even as a little kid, I had 4 older brothers, and I was the 5th boy. And after that, my younger sister. So we've had a lot of fun as a family.
Yes, I know, because I understand that your parents were very into charitable work and everything, bringing the whole family around and putting on these charity shows, like dressing you up as clowns, and either you sing or dance on stage and things like that. I don't think that's common here in Taiwan, to have a whole family travel around, actually from country to country for that matter, and just doing all this charitable work to encourage people, whether it's the sick or the poor or whatever. That kind of mentality that your parents have, I mean, that's amazing. It's all passed on down to you and your family.
Well, Shirley, my parents were actually Christian missionaries, and growing up we had a very strong value system, family values, and Christian values that about helping other people. So that was very much impressed upon me as a young child. And as I grew older, I also wanted to do things for others as much as I could.
Yeah, I've seen pictures because Aaron just came out with a book, and we'll talk about that later. But I've seen how you were all dressed up, the boys and the girls on stage and doing your act and everything, and you dressed as a clown. Now, what brought you here to Taiwan, and how you've ended up staying all this time? And I know you've fallen in love with Taiwan, just like a lot of foreigners too.
Yes. Well, actually, I've been living even longer in Asia in general. I've lived in Hong Kong, Macau, Japan, and traveled around extensively. And I think I came from Japan to Taiwan. At the time, my brother was staying here, and he told me, "Oh, you should really come and check Taiwan out." He said it's a very different place, very unique. And I said, "No, I'm pretty good here in Japan right now."
I know, you actually was very comfortable in Japan already.
But I said, "Okay, I'll try it out." And right at that time, there was an opportunity for me to come to Taiwan.
Oh yeah, doing what? Can you?
Well, because I was also doing a lot of volunteer work, even at that time. Youth counseling, working with charity organizations to organize shows for underprivileged children, for example, handicapped children or children in refugee centers. Not long after we were living in Taiwan, there was also the 9/21 earthquake, which displaced a lot of people, and we were also refugees amongst them. So God seemed to have had me just in the right place at the right time to help those in need. And from my childhood, learning how to perform and learning how to put on a show and make people happy. That was the way that I preferred to spread cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I think you got so engrossed in your work and everything that you were not realizing that you were hurting your health. So can you talk a bit about what actually happened?
Well, I also was doing some business in Taiwan with consulting and different, how should I say, Oh, well, I was working with some companies with product development and like marketing and sales and stuff internationally, and that along with my other work and my children and everything, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. At one point, I remember being very, very just weighed down by all that I was responsible for, and I guess I really didn't know that much about health, really, to be able to have a good knowledge base about what I should be doing to take care of myself. I guess I was a lot like your average Joe, just trying to support his family, trying to do good works at the same time, trying to do whatever I could, but I just didn't really take care of myself very well. I was also doing some minimal exercise, but I was more into bodybuilding, and that I found out later wasn't actually that good for me. So without the aerobic type of exercise, I was actually damaging my body quite a bit.
So then you actually went to the doctors and discovered that you've got one of the most vicious kind of cancer. Can you, I can't say that terminology, I'm going to leave it up to you. What kind of melanoma or whatever, but the word before that, well, I don't know.
What I was diagnosed with is metastatic melanoma.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay. and what is that, briefly?
It's melanoma, which is a form of skin cancer, which is the most aggressive kind of cancer cell that there is, or that's what they say anyway. And a lot of young males, white Caucasian males, do get skin cancer. When they discovered it, originally I had a small mole on the back of my neck, and it became irritable. It would itch, and I'd scratch it. It would bleed. It grew very quickly, and it was a nuisance. So I had the mole removed, and at the time I didn't know anything about melanoma or even the risks involved, and but the mole was taken for a pathology report and tested, and they said, "Oh, it's okay. It's non-malignant," and I thought that was the end of it.